Black people. Now, if you was a white person and you deal like black people, then okay. If you Asian, if you Hispanic, and you got the same things as black people, but not all people have the same problem, because we don't all come from being slaves in America. So not everything is for everybody. So if you outside of black people, get out your feelings and just understand that if your ancestors was not slaves, not everything gonna apply to you. So thank you very much. Now, I hate to talk to you like that, but I just don't want to hear nothing from nobody. Oh, talk to everybody. Black people, stop spending money. Stop spending money. We are the descendants of slaves. So what does that mean? That means about 1% of us, 1 to 10% of us, come from a family that was allowed to read and to go to school during slavery. And if nobody was allowed to go to school during slavery, there was some black people who, because their ancestor, their slave, worked in the house, they started to learn how to read from the master's children, from the slave master children, or from the slave master wife. There were some families who the slave master had sex with the grandma, with the woman. So that woman had a child, and that child was light-skinned. When that light-skinned baby came out, the slave master wife knew, oh, you'd have been dipping in the Negroes. She was mad, she wanted to fight, she wanted to cuss, but now she got this beautiful little baby. And because humans have a natural disposition of self-hate, a mixed baby looked prettier than a baby of the same race to the people. And we still believe that to a certain extent today, across races, across all races. When a race, most people in the races, the men in the race, don't want their race to mix, but when the race mix, it'd be like, oh, that baby look different, baby pretty. And then sometimes the person grow up to be pretty, or sometimes the person grow up to just look very unique, and God bless their soul. And some families was able to read. Most black people were not allowed to read. Then we come out of slavery, but we come out of slavery with no education. So we bumping our gums. We bumping our gums, and then we start to get our own schools, and that was taught by the people who had a little bit of knowledge because they come from a free land, or they come from a place where they was able to read. So now our knowledge is behind, and the majority of black people, 60, 70%, maybe 80% of black people were not educated. So that is why even myself, and if you are an exception to the rule, I am not talking to you. So please stay out of the comments with your whole family dissertation of how educated y'all are. You are the exception to the rule that I'm talking about. Please stay out the comments disrupting the conversation. I'm not talking to you and your financially literate self. I am talking to the people like myself who did not learn what a FICO score was to the age of 25. I'm talking to the people who out the mud, out the muck, Florida, Mississippi, Alabama, people who had to get it out the mud and family was not educated. I'm talking to the black people, which is unfortunately a large majority of us, who mama barely graduated high school or did not graduate high school. That's who I'm talking to. Please hush. And I know y'all who be listening, Tony, don't address that. Got Got to, because the devil always busy. Got to. That's why anytime Jesus seen an evil spirit, he cast it out. So even if you is listening and you know who it's for, I need you to be quiet too, and let the spirit speak. So listen to me. So not everybody was allowed an education. So what that means is, that majority of black people do not have financial literacy. So guess what's finna happen? Do you know why Bank of America did the program for black people, where it was like no money down for blacks, for minorities? Because they seen this potential real estate crash. They knew it was coming. They already knew it was coming. They understand inflation. They understand how all that stuff works. So that's why they did a program for minorities to get you in the house, so that you will be a slave to a mortgage that will not decrease, that won't go down. You will be a slave to a mortgage during the recession. And so that also you could get a house at a very high price. So remember, they just did this earlier this year, or like last year or something. You could get a house at a very high, ridiculous price. And then when the market crash, you finna be in a $400,000 house, $300,000 house that is worth half of that. But you owe that whole thing. So now you trapped, because you can't sell that house. You can't sell that house, and all you could do is try to refinance. You could try to refinance, maybe. So that's why they released that program, because they know we don't know no better. They know, oh, we finna take anything. Oh, I'm gonna take anything I could get. Y'all gotta forgive me. I'm about to send this phone up, but I'm gonna just sit it down. So this is what I want you to realize. Right now, black people, you are about to receive more sales notices, like more sales, more marketing emails from corporations than you've ever received in your life. You also are about to start receiving phone calls from every realtor and every car salesman and every product salesman that you've ever connected with. So if you were looking into a website, if you were looking into search engine optimization, if you were looking into doing an app, if you were looking into anything business-wise, you about to start receiving calls from every salesperson you done ever dealt with. The salespeople are about to go through a recession, and they're going to get their black book and they're going to go down the list to all of their contacts. I literally have had a guy reach out to me about his product that I looked into for my house a year ago, 8 months ago, 6 months ago, a long time ago. He still reach out to me every month. Hey, you ready for that? Ready for that? That's what they're taught in sales school. Reach out to them cold leads. Circle back around. Catch them. You never know when they coming in the money. You never know when they got some money. Holidays, they're ready to spend. Listen, be very diligent. Be very diligent with your money. Be very mindful with your money. Do not just go squander your money. Make sure, if it is not a necessity, do not do it. If some of y'all, when I post this, you say, well, Tony, my car broke down, I need a car. This how you need to determine if you need a car or not. Get on Uber and set a trip from your house to your job or to wherever you got to go. Do a trip at the time that you need to do it at, and see how much it costs to get to work and to get back home in Uber. Okay, let's say it costs you $40. If that costs you $40, what you do is you do that trip. You do the trip for the 40. You do the trip for the $20. When you get in the Uber, you tell the driver, hey, can we make this a daily trip? And you just give me a heads up if you can't make it, and I'll pay you the same thing Uber paying you. Because if that costs you $20, that driver may be getting $10 and at the most $15. So you say, I'll pay you what Uber pays you. And you probably could even pay a couple dollars more to where they getting more than what Uber paid them, but you still paying less than what you pay Uber. That's how I do. I strike a deal with the driver. That's how I find my driver. So if you ever see me doing a video and I say I'm with my driver, I got the driver from Lyft or Uber. Stole him from him. Boop. There you go. Boop. There we go. Boop. So you do that with your driver that take you, because he or she may live in your area, so they could take you every morning. Boom. They making money. Then they hit the road. They picking up the rest of their jobs. Then when you set it to come back home, you do the same thing and you strike a deal with that driver. If you like their energy. If you don't like the driver, if they kind of weird, then you do it the next day. You're going to meet somebody with just an amazing spirit. And that's when you know, boom, this is my driver. And then what you do is you do the math. So you take and you do the math. So if you spending $40 a day, here go the calculator. If you working 5 days a week, 4 weeks out the month, that's 25 days. 40 times 25, that's $1,000 a month. That's $1,000 a month. 40 times 25, that's $1,000 a month. Now, if you could get that down to 30 times 25, you spending $750 a month. But guess what? When you go get a car, your car note finna be $750 plus insurance. Or you're gonna have a $400 car note at the least. You finna be $500 is the lowest car note you finna get right now because of the interest rates. No, even if you get a $20,000 car, you finna be paying $500 a month. But they're gonna put you in there for 84 months. So now, and you're gonna have insurance. And then if you get in a wreck, fender bender, now you got to pay your deductible. So now you got to have $1,000, $2,000 just sitting there on tap for your deductible. Or if you at fault, now you got to be paying somebody else. Your insurance paying out. Now your insurance going up. So now you got a car that's $450 a month plus insurance finna cost you $250 a month. You paying $700 a month. But here's the thing. This a $30,000 car. But you paying $700 a month for 84 months. So just to pay off the car times 84, you done paid $58,800 for that $30,000 car. So you do the math. Is Uber, even if you paying a little more, is Uber the better option until this market turn around, until the car prices go down, until the interest rates reset or they go down. And if the interest rates don't go down, the car price is going to go down. So it's going to balance out one way or another. So would you rather spend $58,800, $60,000 for a $30,000 car, or would you rather just do Uber for a little while? And then while you Ubering, you're going to be able to find you a driver that you could pay a lower rate, but you also going to be able to meet coworkers who done got their car repossessed. And now y'all going to be able to carpool in the Uber. Or you could select the carpool feature on the Uber, so that you splitting the price. See, this is what I mean by before you go do something, count the cost. Count the cost and do not spend any money unless it is an absolute necessity. Because all these salespeople finna be coming to you. So even with business, if you can't find a way, I got a client yesterday. We doing a business deal together. Why? Because she came and she invested in herself and she booked like 15 sessions. And one of our conversations is, Tony, I want to do something that's going to make some money. I said, okay, well, I'm going to teach you about this. I'm going to teach you about that. And then boom, she finna double her money in a month because I know what I'm doing and I'm already in a space. And so just like that, She took and made a strategic investment. She got coaching, and then now she about to be able to make her some money because she said, I'm down to this amount of money and I need to make this right here and this right here happen. I take that, I could hear that. And so now I know, oh, no, what you think about doing that right there? No, that's not going to work. That's a run up. That take a lot of time. You got to build trust. You got to have clientele. You got to do all that. You're going to spend a lot of money and it's going to take you forever to make your money back. This right here is a better option. This way you need to go at right here. Boom, boom. We already into it. Boom, about to happen. You got to think strategically and you got to count the costs and you got to make sure that you're not squandering money. Them new shoes, you don't need them. If you got shoes to wear, go wash them up. Take them to the shoe laundromat and get your shoes washed up. Get your heels refurbished. Get your new heel put on there. Get the bottom resurfaced. Just refurbish it. You take them 10 outfits you got and you take the top from outfit number 1 and you match it with number 10. Number 2, go to number 9. Number 3, go to number 8. Number 4, go to number 7. Number 5, go to number 6. And then you swap. So now you turn them 10 outfits into 20, 30, 40. And them 10 outfits could be 100 outfits because you just keep swapping the top and the bottom. Mismatching is in. Oh, I ain't think. That's interesting that you put that with that. That's kind of cute. I've never seen that. That's what a recession will bring you out to. We finna mix and match. We finna this with this with that. Oh, where you get that outfit? I ain't never seen it. Yeah, this outfit I had all year. I just done swapped it around. You got to be resourceful. I'm gonna tell you something else. Lose you some weight. Lose some weight. If you got any weight to lose it in this here recession that the world say we might go through. Lose it. That way your appetite gonna be smaller. So now you ain't wasting all this money out to eat. You ain't wasting all this money eating crazy because you done lost you some weight. Now your appetite done shrunk. Now you able to eat cleaner. You able to eat less. And now you able to sustain. Because when we putting on this weight, we eating too much. My son told me yesterday, he said, man, I ate a whole bunch over Thanksgiving week. So he was like, today I was starving. He told me this yesterday. I was starving because my body had got used to eating so much more that I went back to my normal eating schedule. He was like, I was starving. That's how it's going to be. That's what you need to purge through so that you could save less money right there. Even if you got a car and you driving, guess what? Identify somebody that on your job without a car and they taking Uber. Let them, what you pay Uber to get to work? Oh, $20. All right, give me 10. You paying Uber 20? Give me 10. I'm gonna take you and drop you off. That's $20 a day. 20 times 5, you done added $100 a week to your income. That's $400 a month. You done added. That $400 is taking care of your insurance. You see what I'm saying? This how you got to stretch your mind. This what I do in my sessions with my clients. This how my mind works. That's why, like the secular rapper say, you put me anywhere on God's green earth, I'm gonna triple my worth. Listen, I'm finna quadruple mine then, because you got to think outside the box and you got to be resourceful. So guess what? In a high time, in a feast, yeah, I love me a car. I'm gonna go get me a car when things going good. But right now, the man who called these people, I go to their site just to see what they got. I ain't finna buy nothing, but I just want to see what they stuck with. Yeah. When I came to you when stuff was good, you tried to bend me over. Now you trying to come get me to get something off of you. Let me see what you stuck with. And I see what they stuck with and just sit there and just look at it. Okay, all right. Well, you got your nice one you stuck with right there. Should have gave it to me when I wanted it. Nope, sit with it. So right now, it's finna be devour the dummies. We're going into a season of devour the dummies. The intelligent, the fiscally responsible, the financially literate. They are setting their sights on the financially illiterate. You need to create a board. If you don't have no friends and family, then call me. But get you 2-3 people that got some sense. If they all come from the same thing you come from and they have not educated themselves or elevated themselves, that's not who you need to talk to. Talk to the outlier, talk to the exception to the rule who has educated themselves and elevated themselves. Don't give your money to nobody now that you don't really know and trust. Don't give your money to nobody, but talk to your board. Say, hey, I'm thinking about buying this. What you think? And hear what they got to say before you do anything, because you about to be preyed on. Trust me when I tell you. Hey, this Tony Gasson. Save your money. Invest your money in you. And get ready and pay attention to the tricks and the traps, because they coming. We'll talk soon.